Hello. This is about my second lobotomy that was given to me when I was 22 years old. When I was 22 years old, I was in a prison called Wasco State Prison. I had just been kicked out of Atascadero State Hospital for physically assaulting 3 female staff. I did it because I believe I have been under the influence of a street drug, which made me explosive and made me beat them up over an issue of me feeling they were discriminating against me, which is no excuse. And then when I got back to prison after being kicked out of the hospital, what happened is that I fell on my bunk, fell on my back. They put me in a part of the prison called Clinical Treatment Center, I think it was called, CTC, whatever, I forgot what it's called. But they gave me a stack of papers to sign. One of them was a consent for psychosurgery. And I signed it, thinking like, oh, I just get a lobotomy, I better get this over with. Because I was suicidal and I feared I'd just be vengeful for the rest of my life, not feel any pain. Since I was so depressed from hurting those people, since I really didn't want to hurt them, I just exploded because of the street drugs. And then what happened is that I was escorted back to my cell, and about a month later, or 2 months later, I think it was, I was raped in my cellie, and then which was very painful memory. And I beat him up, and I was put back in that emergency room. And then but before I went to the emergency room, they put me in a room with an old Asian doctor. And the doctor sat in a chair, and there's the nurse standing next to me. And also I remember I felt a sharp pain up here. Something go for my nose. So quick, sharp pinch. Twice. One for each nostril. And then I knew what happened. I knew that was lobotomy because I saw it done that way on Planet of the Apes. I knew that was the way it was done when I was 13, and that's the way it was done this time. That's the modified form in which they do it these days in rare cases. And then what happened is that the nurse standing next to me decided to gloat over me. And she was like a ritual feminist or whatever, radical feminist. So she found it fun to see a man get lobotomized, so she went like this next to me, just to gloat over me. And that even further, further reinforced the idea that I'd been lobotomized, which I had. And so after that, I was like so disoriented, I just got led back to a emergency room. I spent there, just kind of sitting there, staring into space, listening to everything go by, just sitting there. Strangest thing, having a lobotomy. You just kind of sit there staring into space, hearing voices or whatever. Everything goes by. You still know everything. You just sit there staring into space. For the rest of your life, you have really hard thinking and feeling everything. Just very hard. Very difficult trying to connect with people after that. It's unlike lobotomy when I was 13, where it's more destructive and more lasting effect. But this lobotomy was more destructive on my personality or mental functioning, or whatever. Instead of having the inability to be able to cognitive ability, my cognitive ability remained, but my ability to feel and understand. I'm not a vegetable, but basically, the ability to feel whatever people feel is gone. Really, I have a hard time saving money, hard time loving people, feeling emotion. My ability to feel emotion is not as great. I'm just serene all the time. Whatever they tried to do that time worked this time. It didn't work last time, but worked this time. I just wish I didn't do it, so I can feel those emotions and be able to love and care. Or, well, that's all I have to say about this.